For quite some time now, we have been seeing some notable behaviors in crypto, particularly in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And these behaviors got us asking, are we finally seeing the crypto bottom? It remains an unclear picture whenever these questions are asked in crypto because conditions can change very quickly, proving just how volatile the whole market is. With the merge coming up soon in the weeks to follow, as well as some pretty amazing movement in Bitcoin, the asset's statistics dipping low always gets our hopes up. This is Diversified Streams, your go-to YouTube channel for all things crypto. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest news and tips related to crypto, and make sure to keep your notifications on so you'll be updated with our latest videos. We post frequently so you wouldn't want to miss it. In today's video, we will be talking about Ethereum and Bitcoin as we always have in our past videos, specifically the belief of many TA experts that crypto bottom is indeed in. We have some pretty exciting things to discuss as well as some updates that we would love to share with you in this community. So let us get started. I know we pretty much have been talking about the possibility of the Bitcoin bottom happening in our past videos. And that's something that we said not just because we wanted to, but because of how the conditions are playing out in the space today. Now, we are seeing a handful of experts believing this to be the truth, and that we might be seeing the next cycle top in Bitcoin a lot sooner than expected. There is also the thought that this cycle we're seeing might be the one where Ethereum flips Bitcoin. So there really is a lot to unpack here. We'll get to each and every one of them, but first, let me tell you why the TA experts believe that the Bitcoin bottom is in. There are 3 conditions most trend analysis experts use as a metric to decide whether or not the Bitcoin bottom is in. These conditions have been used for quite some time in the space and have earned a reputation in determining the likelihood of the Bitcoin bottom happening, so it is only right that we use them as well. The first condition is when the Bitcoin's price has tested the 200-week moving average. The second is when the CCT, Bollinger Band Oscillator, is below the 0 level. And lastly, the final indicator is when the Bollinger Band Oscillator has gone over the green color dots, as seen in the image that you are seeing right now. These 3 conditions are determinants of the bottom being in, and as we have always told you, you might even be getting tired of hearing this, but I'll say this again, the bottom being in is likely here based on the conditions. But it would not hurt to be extra careful. You can never be sure in crypto, and risks are always there. But the conditions being met certainly suggest that we may be seeing the bottom in Bitcoin. Moving on, we will be discussing the 4-year cycle in Bitcoin. This is something that was popularized by another TA expert named Bob Lucas. The 4-year cycle in Bitcoin is something that we did not see in the last cycle. But it does not mean that we are delayed. In fact, the timing seems to be just right. And if we are somehow just steps away from this 4-year cycle, Lucas thinks that it would be the 4th and final cycle that completes the 16-year cycle in Bitcoin, which is clearly the bigger picture we are hoping to see soon. This 4th 4-year cycle is expected to create the left translated, which will complete the 16-year cycle and give way for what crypto geeks would like to call as the true bear phase in Bitcoin. So this cycle that we will most likely see is the final installment to the 16-year cycle, and in the coming 2023 to 2026, a new cycle is expected to take place. You may have been hearing me say left translated a couple times in this video now, and some of you may ask, what does this even mean? Well, this is relevant to the top price of the cycle, which may be observed in the early points of the 4-year cycle. This is measured from trough to trough, and will allow for some time to decline until it results in a lower low that will once again create another cycle, and this definitely opens doors to an extended bear market. Lucas shares the same tip we've been telling you guys, and that is the fact that not everything we have been discussing right now is not set in concrete. So always make sure that you are taking everything we are saying with a grain of salt. With all this, I think that there really hasn't been too much going on that we can definitely consider a blow of craze happening. But seeing where we are today in this 4-year cycle, we can really use the opportunity to make the odds in our favor this time, especially when the challenge in trading in this cycle can be burdensome. How about you guys? Do you think that the bottom is in as well? Let us know in the comments down below if you agree or not on this, and let's get the conversation going. While you're at it, we would greatly appreciate it if you can give us a like and a subscribe, so you can all be a part of our growing community. Now let's talk about the possibility of seeing Ethereum flipping Bitcoin once this cycle we are in reaches the highs, and of course with the merge just being around the corner. Contrary to what many initially thought of ETH, it has actually thrived as compared to its competitors in the market, and that may be a sign that we will be seeing Ethereum for much longer. It will be here to stay. The great performance might be short-lived, but it already has that big of an impact to consider Ethereum as the next choice for investors after Bitcoin. If a situation ever happens where Bitcoin achieves a peak of 150k for the cycle that's to come, and ETH manages to flip it over, it will mean that the price of ETH will be 25k, and these are assumptions that are not impossible to happen. They are extremely realistic based on the current turnout of the conditions in the market. I think it has been pretty much established that Bitcoin is the main platform for people who value stability, and it has asserted its name as powerhouse store of value. However, people seem to also favor innovations and variability, and this is something that we can see in Ethereum, which is why it is deemed as a network that's appealing to many people. Might not be the same audience as Bitcoin, but they have their own supporters willing to adopt the paradigm shifts that ETH offers. I would also like to include in this video a remark made by another expert, Cathie Woods, as she said that Ethereum will most likely reach a 20 trillion market cap by the year 2030. At the moment, we are only seeing a $1 trillion market cap, and this seems like a long shot. But this is still an opinion coming from a well-known expert, and I am honestly liking the optimism around this. If we ever reach this value, the price of one ETH could go as high as around 170 to 180k, and this is possible for a couple of reasons. It could be due to the shifting of financial services to on-chain decentralized networks, which cause them to share from existing financial intermediaries. That's just one of the many reasons why this claim is plausible. But let's not go over all of them as it may take hours before this video ends. Of course, this video would not be complete without some updates, and the first one I will be sharing with you is about Gucci now accepting payments in ApeCoin. We are definitely doing great in terms of penetrating other markets, as Gucci has officially announced in Twitter a few days ago that it has indeed started accepting payments in ApeCoin via BitPay across its boutiques in the United States. It can be recalled that back in May, the famous fashion brand has expressed its permission to authorize the use of cryptocurrencies as a mode of payment in some of its stores in New York, LA, Miami, Atlanta, and Las Vegas. Among the list of coins it accepts are Bitcoin, Bcash, Litecoin, Ethereum, Shiba Inu, and Dogecoin. This next update that I'm going to share with you is a bit disappointing, as it tarnishes the level of transparency we hope to achieve in crypto. What I am referring to is the issue between Helium and two other companies, namely Salesforce and Lime. Helium has been working on unique blockchain use cases that has a user-powered wireless network that is incentivized by crypto tokens. A truly promising project that, unfortunately, has received backlash just recently, after the two companies, Salesforce and Lime, denied having any sort of collaboration with Helium. This is something that does not seem like a big issue. But wait until you hear that Helium actually has the two companies' logo up on their website as a sign of their partnership, which definitely turned this whole thing into a major problem considering neither Salesforce nor Lime attested to working with the company on the project. They have taken part in the initial test made by Helium in 2019, but that was the nearest interaction these two companies had with Helium, and it definitely was not something one can easily claim as a partnership of some sort. Helium has now removed the logos of the companies on their website as they should. This is an example of how important it is to always say the truth with these types of projects, and that includes the entities whom you are working with, especially when these names can be easily tarnished in the event that the project goes awry. Always be keen on things like this, you guys, and never lower your guard down as investors, as these cases happen to deceive the public. And that's a wrap of today's video. I hope you found our content interesting and informative. If you have any thoughts and updates to share with us, please do so by leaving a comment down below, because we love to see you interacting with our content. Also, leave us a like and subscribe if you can. We greatly appreciate it. This has been Diversified Streams. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.